What's up, Finn fans? So we had speculation. We heard some teams. We heard Cowboys. We heard Chiefs. We heard Eagles. We heard a bunch of teams, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers jumped in, gave the Dolphins what they wanted, and the Dolphins have traded Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a first-round pick. There's more to it, but essentially the Dolphins get the Pittsburgh Steelers without Ben Roethlisberger for the year, their first-round pick. You would think they would trade their first for a quarterback, being that they have a chance to get a quarterback, you know? But no, they take their first-round pick, they trade it to the Miami Dolphins for Swiss Army knife, or I guess whatever position he actually wants to play, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Now, when I heard this news, I was like, wow. I was out recording a session of the Bit Boys. Go check us out, youtube.com/BitBoys. Link is below, video game channel. And I saw it and I was like, wow. You know, I kind of hoped to myself, you know, he played against the Patriots. You know, he played mostly safety against the Patriots. He didn't do too bad. You didn't really hear his name making plays or not making plays. He did have that fumble recovery. And I thought maybe the Dolphins and him are kind of mending that relationship. But it seems like the Miami Dolphins, like Minkah Fitzpatrick even in training camp had his mom chirping at the team, and then he was upset. And he doesn't like not winning because he came from Alabama where he was constantly winning and all this stuff. And he said, you know, he wants to be traded. The Dolphins said, go find a trade partner. Now, this wasn't the Dolphins trading him. Again, we need to remember this, guys. The Dolphins weren't actively seeking to trade Minkah Fitzpatrick, nor did they take calls, nor did they say that they wanted to trade him. Minkah Fitzpatrick wanted to be traded. Minkah Fitzpatrick asked to be traded, and the Dolphins said, sure. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be here for the rebuild process. You don't want to be here for what we have planned for the future of this team. Sure. If you don't like playing multiple positions, even though you did it in college, you played slot corner, you played safety, you played all these different positions in college, all of a sudden now it's a problem, sure, we'll trade you. And they traded him to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who need a quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger is out for the year. They are 0-2 to start the season. And they traded for a safety or a corner or whatever you want to call them. So this is the terms of the deal. The Miami Dolphins trade Minkah Fitzpatrick, a fourth next year, which we have two of, and a seventh in 2021 to the Steelers. The Steelers give us their first next year. They give us their fifth next year, which now we have a fifth, but we also get a fifth in compensatory picks for Cameron Wake. So now we have two fifths and only one fourth, and a sixth in 2021. So essentially we give them, you know, our fourth next year. They give us our fifth. So we had two fours, give them one of them, but now we have two fives. You know what I'm saying? It's a hodgepodge, and I will tell you where we stand at pick-wise. Just give me a second. So that's the deal that has broken out. And in all honesty, like I said, at first I really didn't think it's not that I didn't want this to happen. I was like, maybe they can mend this. Maybe, you know, he's gonna play against the Patriots. We'll see how this happens. But this is the way I see it, right? Laramie Tunsil, the Dolphins didn't want to trade him, but if you offer up 2 first-round picks for Laramie Tunsil, how do you not say no? You know, Minkah Fitzpatrick, they didn't want to trade him. They actually wanted to build around him and Xavier Howard. They wanted to build around the defense around them too, and Wilkins and Baker and Aguavin. They wanted to build a defense around these young, talented players. But Minkah was unhappy with not playing in one position. Again, even though we did it in college. Minkah was unhappy. Minkah didn't like losing. Minkah didn't like what is going on with the team. So Minkah Fitzpatrick asked to be traded. Again, the Dolphins didn't want to trade him. It has been plastered all over. The Dolphins wouldn't want to trade him. He wanted to be traded. Dolphins said, fine, go find somebody. The way the Dolphins are working right now is they are building their team. They're not building the Patriots. They're not building whatever team you want to think they're trying to emulate. They're building their team. Minkah wasn't drafted by them. Tunsil wasn't drafted by them. Even I'm hearing Drake might get traded, which would suck because Ballage has been sucking real bad. Look at the Patriot game yesterday. Ballage was struggling hard. And a lot of people had this stupid debate about Ballage versus Drake, which made no sense to me. You know, and he struggled hard. So to trade Drake, you might get like a third, but I don't want them to. I want Drake to stay, and I'm hearing Drake said he wants to stay, but we'll see how that goes. But they want their players. They want the players that will fit their scheme. They want the players that will play for them. They want their players. So if you don't want to be here, you don't want to play for us, you don't want to fight for us, we'll send you for some picks and use those picks to build a dynasty. It's really reminiscing of the 1989 Cowboys. And I made that comment yesterday's video, and a lot of you guys were like, Jimmy Johnson had, this, and Jimmy Johnson had Troy Aikman, and this and that. And again, I wasn't saying Brian Flores is Jimmy Johnson. I'm saying the scenarios were very similar. Look at the Colts. They went from being the first pick to 11-5 in the playoffs the next year. Now we have 3 first-round picks, and the Steelers have no quarterback. They have no quarterback at all. Like, they didn't even. Now it's not even like, oh, the Steelers are gonna tank to try to get a quarterback. They can't because they have no first-round pick. So it's like, what is going on? Like, why would the Steelers trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick, and why would they give up a first for him? It makes no sense. Like, it made more sense to me for the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, because those are teams that are like, they just need 1 or 2 pieces. The Steelers have no quarterback, and now they won't have a quarterback next year. They're really relying on Ben Roethlisberger being all right and being here for a while, unless they're going to take a second-round quarterback again. But they have no first-round pick next year because now the Dolphins have theirs. So now it's, as me as a Dolphin fan, I don't want the Steelers or the Texans to succeed, really. But with the Steelers not having a quarterback, it seems like they're more likely not to succeed. Dolphins might have 3 picks in the first 15 picks in the first round. How do you not, like, it's just amazing how the future of this team is going to look. This is what it looks like, right? First round, they have their own, the Texans, the Steelers, right? Second round, they have theirs and the Saints, whose Drew Brees is out for a couple months. Side note, thanks for that, Drew Brees. I have you on my fantasy team, you jerk. Third round pick, their own, and the comp that we'll probably get for Juwan James. Fourth round pick, we now have just our own. We had 2 4s, or unless I'm getting that wrong, then we only have 1 4. Fifth round pick, now we have the Steelers and our comp pick, own Cowboys 6th round pick, and 7th round pick. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We still have 12. We did some finagling, we still have 12. But we have, in the first 2 rounds, we have 5 picks, 3 first-round picks. When has any team ever had 3 first-round picks, let alone 3 first-round picks, possibly in the first 15 picks, depending on what happens to the Texans and the Steelers. But with the Steelers not having Ben Roethlisberger and the Texans, I don't know, to be honest with you. I think the Colts or even more Brissett, are being super, super competitive. The Titans have a great defense, super competitive. Jaguars, I don't know. They got no offense because Foles got injured. So, but you never know. So we might have 3 first-round picks in the top 15 picks. Get a quarterback, get an offensive lineman, get a defensive lineman, or get a quarterback and 2 offensive linemen. Get a quarterback and a corner to go opposite Xavier Howard and offensive lineman. Get 2 offensive linemen in a corner. Get a corner. We can do whatever we want because then we have 2 second-round picks. We can do whatever we want. The sky's the limit. And I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying this, and I know a lot of you guys are going to chime in and be like, you are delusional, which I get a lot. I still think we won't go winless. We play the Steelers. They have no quarterback. Their defense is pretty good, but the Dolphins know what Minkah Fitzpatrick's strengths or weaknesses are. We're going up against him. I don't think the Giants are that great. The Jets suck. Right now, the Jets are getting beat by the Cleveland Browns 23-3. I don't know what the score is at me recording this. The game might be over, but I'm pretty sure that the Jets lost. The Jets are 0-2 with Le'Veon Bell, C.J. Mosley, however more names you want to raffle off the money that they did in the offseason. 0-2. The Dolphins are 0-2 and have not as much talent on their team. I think they have talent. I think Lavin is great. I think Baker's great. I think Wilkins is great. I think they have great nucleus of talent, but I think that the overall talent is just young and inexperienced, and that's where the struggle lies. But look at the Steelers. Look at the Jets. Look at all these teams. that they put all this money, Le'Veon Bell, CJ Moore, put all this money. Jets are going to be something. Jets are going to fight for the division. 0-2. And you could say, well, the Dolphins are, lost by about 100 points. Cool. Yeah, I get it. How many wins do the Jets have? None? How many wins do the Dolphins have? None? Does it really matter by how many points you lost by? Does it really matter? All these teams that people were bragging they're going to be great. Look at it now. But Dolphins trade Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Steelers for a first-round pick. Again, they exchanged 4s and 5s and 6 and 7s for 2021 and 2020. Dolphins are still going to have ridiculous amount of picks. I really do think they're going to take their 7, 6, 5s, maybe even moving up to third. They might just have, right now they'll have 2 30s, 1 comp pick, right? So they'll have 3 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, 1 being a comp pick. So in the top 3 rounds, they're going to have 7 draft picks. They might even take their 5s and their 6s and their 7s and stay in the third and just, first 3 rounds, just draft a ton of great top talent and just build a dynasty. I'm super excited for this team's future. And like I said, I still think they'll win about 3-4 games this year. A lot of people don't think they will. You went against 2 juggernauts in the Ravens and the Patriots. When we face the Redskins, the Giants, the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Jets, I think we'll win about 4 games out of that. We're going to get some wins. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of this team. We are building such capital for the future. We're building this team right. We're not giving inflated contracts to flash in the pan free agents. We're doing this right, fellas. I know it sucks to see these players get drafted that you guys like and now not with the team anymore. It does suck. Like I said, I wanted Minkah to stay. I wanted the bond to be reformed with them, but it wasn't because he wanted to be out. It was him. Don't blame the Dolphins for him wanting to be out. He didn't want to play multiple positions. He played multiple positions in college. I think it all came down to he didn't want to lose. So, all right, we'll send you the Steelers with no quarterback. Start winning over there. But yeah, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of all the stuff that's going on. You guys are blowing up my Twitter right now. Some of you guys are asking me about Jalen Ramsey. I don't think he'll fit the scheme. I think he's too much of a head case, and that's just what we're not doing anymore. Like I said, and not going to send inflated contracts. Some of you guys are asking about Rosen. What I think about Rosen, I'd start him now. See what you got in him starting the whole entire season. One of you guys sent me a long comment of the day. I'm sad, Doug. I'm on board with getting Tua, but I hate to see 2 first-round steals get shipped away. What if the 3rd pick didn't pan out? And isn't Greer undergoing the picks he drafted himself? Randy, that is a great question. But Tannenbaum and Gase had a lot to do with what they picked. It wasn't all Greer. It was a lot with Tannenbaum and Gase. Because I think those 2 tight end picks was a lot to do with Gase. But again, this is a new defense, a new scheme, new coordinators, new everything. And again, Laramie Tunsil wasn't going to be traded until 2-1 stupidly were thrown in the pot. Texans were stupid for giving 2 firsts for a left tackle. It is what it is. Minkah Fitzpatrick wanted to be traded. Dolphins didn't want to trade him. Dolphins wanted to build around him. He wanted to be traded. So it's not like the Dolphins actively seeked both those trades. One was just, wow, why would you give us 2 firsts for him? You can't really. It's like someone coming up to you and saying, let me slap you in the face and give you $1,000. You're like, 1,000? Good, slap me in the face. All right, give me $1,000. And the other one is just Minkah, he just didn't want to be on the team anymore. And why keep someone on the team that they don't want to be anymore? They're not going to fight. They're not going to give it your all. Same thing with like wanting Clowney to come here. You didn't want to come here. It is what it is. But Minkah's now with the Steelers. We get their first. I think we give them Minkah a 4 and a 7 next year, and we get their first, their 5th, and their 6th next year. So we're building capital. We're building for the future. Sky's the limit. Again, I don't think we're going to go 0-16. Call me an optimistic if you want, but I think a lot of teams are losing their quarterbacks. Jaguars, Saints, Steelers. A lot of people are losing their quarterbacks. Jets, and I think the Dolphins can win about 3-4 games. I'm still sticking to that prediction. But be sure to comment below. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter. A lot of you guys already follow me on Twitter. I'm getting my notifications blowing up. Like 20 plus notifications. You guys were like, rah! And I was like, holy moly, I gotta make a video. So be sure to go check me out on Twitter. Be sure to check out the Bit Boys. We're getting ready for Halloween. We got 3 or 4 games we're going to be playing weekly for the Halloween episodes. Then we got November. Then we got a Christmas episode. So be sure to comment some Christmas games you want us to play. If you like that, go over there, check it out, subscribe. Hit that thumbs up, guys. We got 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, 2 third-round picks next year. The sky's the limit. The future is so bright with this team. Watch how quickly we turn this around. Like I said, the Colts went from going first overall pick to get Andrew Luck to 11-5 and being in the playoffs. Watch how quickly this team turns it around. Watch how quickly we become the juggernaut of the NFL. Tom Brady's only not going to be around forever. That's all I'm going to say. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, be sure to check out DolphinsTalk.com and Sportscaster. Great stuff over there. And other than that, if you haven't hit that red button yet, be sure to subscribe. News content as soon as it breaks. I try to get it to you as soon as it breaks, unless I'm busy doing something. Previews, post games, picks. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Other than that, I'll see you guys either Wednesday or Thursday with the picks video. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.